By definition, a veteran is someone who served in the active military for any branch of the armed forces. To many of us, a veteran is someone who is brave, loyal, patriotic, and is known as a hero. Joseph Campbell, an English teacher and author, once wrote that a hero is someone who has given his or her life to something bigger than oneself. Our American veterans are heroes, and their service to our country is remembered with grateful hearts. Today we want to share with you facts about our veterans and our country. Thank you for sitting up and listening. Your attention is honoring the men and women who fought and who also gave their lives so that our lives would be better. There are 3 days when we can honor our veterans, both past and present. Armed Forces Day in May is paying special tribute to the men and women who are currently serving in our U.S. military. This day was created on August 31st, 1949. President Truman wanted to praise the work of the military services at home and across the sea.
Memorial Day is the last Monday of May. On Memorial Day, we honor those who gave their lives while serving the U.S. military. Originally, Memorial Day was called Decoration Day. It became an official holiday back in 1971.
Veterans Day is always on November 11th. It is a special day where we honor those brave veterans who served in the military and lived through their harsh experiences. Veterans Day was originally known as Armistice Day, but was then changed in 1954. Veterans Day was the celebration after World War I ended on the 11th hour of the 11th day of the 11th month of 1918. We celebrate and honor America's veterans for their patriotism, valor, and willingness to serve and sacrifice for the common good.
Over the course of our history as a nation, nearly 83 million men and women have served in the U.S. military. The patriots that banded together to rebel against British rule were not all trained soldiers, but men who believed in justice. Today, there are 1.3 million Americans in active duty and 800,000 in the reserves.
Women have played important roles in all wars, from being cooks and nurses to spies and pilots. During World War II, more than 400,000 women served at home and abroad as mechanics, ambulance drivers, pilots, administrators, nurses, and in other non-combat roles. 88 women were even captured and held as prisoners of war.
Since the Revolutionary War, 1.1 million Americans died to win and protect the freedoms we have today. Their sacrifice and their families should always be honored, because though we didn't know them all, we owe them.
Our country has many ways and symbols to honor our veterans. In Arlington, Virginia, you can visit the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier. It symbolizes American soldiers who gave their lives in World War I, World War II, and the Korean War. Because these soldiers were not identified and were not known to have a family, they made the tomb on March 4, 1921. The tomb is guarded 24/7 and has been guarded for 82 years. The first time they put a guard on duty was on November 17, 1925. There are only 4 soldiers buried there. Numerous ceremonies are performed annually to honor the soldiers, often on Veterans Day and Memorial Day.
The Missing Man Table is another symbol we use to honor the missing soldiers who never returned home from war. The table is round, to show our everlasting concern. The cloth is white, symbolizing the strength of their motives when they decided to become a soldier. The single red rose reminds us of their loved ones and friends who keep faith in their hearts. The yellow ribbon symbolizes our continued hope for their return. A slice of lemon reminds us of their bitter fate, captured or missing in a foreign land. A pinch of salt symbolizes the tears of our missing and their families. The lighted candle reflects our hope for their return. The glass is inverted to symbolize their inability to share a toast. The chair remains empty because they are not here with us. Today, we will have a Missing Man table set up at lunch to honor those soldiers and their families.
The U.S. flag is one of our country's most important and well-known symbols. Our nation's colors, red, white, and blue, were chosen carefully. The red symbolizes the blood and hardship, the white stands for purity and innocence, and the blue for vigilance, perseverance, and justice. The 13 stripes represent our original 13 colonies, and there is a star for each of our 50 states. Since it was adopted as our flag in 1777, the Stars and Stripes have undergone 27 different versions. This American symbol of freedom will forever represent the home of the free because of the brave.
Another way we honor our veterans is by saying the Pledge of Allegiance. The Pledge of Allegiance was written by Francis Bellamy in 1892, 400 years after Columbus arrived. The pledge is just 31 words in length, written to remind us of the values and freedom that the American flag represents. It is to be recited while facing the flag as a pledge of Americans' loyalty to our country.
I watched the flag pass by one day. It fluttered in the breeze. A young Marine saluted it, and then he stood at ease.
I looked at him in uniform, so young, so tall, so proud. With hair cut square and eyes alert, he'd stand out in any crowd.
I thought, how many men like him had fallen through the years? How many died on foreign soil? How many mothers' tears?
How many pilots' planes shot down? How many died at sea? How many foxholes were soldiers' graves? No, freedom is not free. I heard the sound of taps one night when everything was still. I listened to the bugler play, and I felt a sudden chill.
I wondered just how many times that taps had meant amen when a flag had draped a coffin of a brother or a friend.
I thought of all the children, of all the mothers and wives, fathers, sons, and husbands.
With interrupted lives, I thought about a graveyard at the bottom of the sea of unmarked graves in Arlington. No, freedom is not free.